awakening happens when we have a deep realization that there's nothing wrong with us. I'm going to say it one more time. Our true awakening happens only when we have a deep realization that there's nothing wrong with us. I want you to let that sink for a moment, because this is one of the most profound things I have ever heard, and it's one of the most probably, how would I say it? It could bring a lot of argument. I know it brings a big, huge ego argument where the first time I heard this from Reverend Michael, I said, oh no, there is a lot of wrong things with me, a lot of things that I have to fix. And then I kind of let it be, and I was like, okay, I get it. I guess I don't understand it. But as I've progressed in my path, I have come to a realization, a hard realization about what this statement means. So welcome to this beautiful Facebook Live called I Am the Miracle. My name is Paola Castro, and I was asked by our friend JJ to come today and talk about miracles, about how you are the miracle, I am the miracle, and I decided to write, well, why not we are the miracle? So I am very, very excited to be here with you, and today I have this topic that I want to share with you, and it's so exciting for me. Now, let me tell you something about this topic of welcoming miracles, being able to witness miracles in your life. What I'm about to tell you, your ego, not everyone's personality, not everyone's mind is going to argue with this, but I know my mind argue with what I'm about to tell you when I heard it for the first time. Now, the reason why I want to put it out there is because once you hear it once, leave it in the back of your mind. And then by the end of this video, I'm going to suggest to you some practices, some books you can read for you to realize what I just told you. So here's what I'm telling you in this video. Our true awakening happens when we have a deep realization that there's nothing wrong with us. In other words, the person that you want to become, you already it. I don't know if you've ever seen a dog or a cat chasing its own tail. I remember hearing a tale once a long time ago of an older cat looking at a kitten, and the kitten was chasing its tail, and the kitten was frustrated and asked the bigger cat, like, how did you do it? How did you finally were able to catch your tail? And then the bigger cat said, is when I stopped chasing it and I realized that wherever I go, it follows me. That was the day that I was able to find my tail, to grab my tail, is by stopping the chase. And why am I so excited to tell you about this? Because this realization will create miracles in your life. It has created miracles in my life. Not created. It has made me available to see the miracles that are already happening in my life. That's it. It's not creating anything that doesn't exist, because it's already happening. Miracles are happening all the time as a natural flow of life. But as we get all of our fears and all of our traumas and everything, all the triggers come to the surface, we can't see it. We don't know how to realize it. We don't even know that even is a thing. How is it that there's nothing wrong with me, Paula? You must be wrong. Because I have a list of things that are wrong with me. So bear with me, because I have some ideas, some suggestions, some perceptions. I don't know if you've ever heard me talking before, but one of my favorite books of all times, and I'm not an expert on it. I haven't even studied it deep enough to say that I know enough. But A Course in Miracles is one of the books that has impacted my life the most. Now, A Course in Miracles says a miracle is just a shift in perception from fear back to love. It's just a shift in perception. So today I'm going to offer you perceptions that are going to be supporting this idea that you're only going to get your awakening or realize your awakening when you realize that there's nothing wrong with you or with us. So let me see who's here. Hi, Joel Flowers. Hi, Georgina. Aloha. Ecto. Hi, Ecto. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Edgar. Hi, Anthony. So good to see you guys here. Thank you for tuning in. So I got this idea first from Reverend Michael, and then I heard it again in this beautiful book called The Luminous Life. So I'm getting ahead of myself, but this is so good that I don't want to forget. I don't know if you can see it. This is my Audible. I rather listen to books. So Luminous Life, amazing book. Highly recommend you guys get it. And I remember listening to this part and saying, oh my God, I've heard this from Reverend Michael, and this is something at some point I'm going to talk about in a Facebook Live. So what does this mean? At a mental level, at a human level, yes, we are willing and so ready to say everything that is wrong with me, everything that is wrong with my family, everything that is wrong with the world, everything that is wrong with the planet right now, because our brains are made for that. We need to be focusing at a biological survival level. We need to know what's wrong so that we can make sure that we survive. I hope this is making sense. So take a deep breath in. If it's not, integrate it and let it go. Now, there is a higher reality, a different reality that we call the quantum field. We can call it the invisible field, the energy field, the field with intelligence. The intelligence of this life is vibrating. And in the words of Albert Einstein, he said that's 99.99% of reality: empty space, frequency, vibration, energy. What we see, what you see, what I see, that we judge as mistakes, as this is wrong with me, as this is what's negative about myself and the world, that is only 0.0001% of reality. So this conversation that I'm about to have with you, it's a conversation that talks about the reality with a capital R, the reality that our physical eyes cannot see, that our physical ears cannot hear, but our inner ear, our inner vision knows. That our hearts are like, oh, this might not make any sense from my mind, but I know I can hear Paola talking. I've never heard this girl talking, but whatever she's saying right now, it's almost like it resonates. It's like it just got me interested. So please carry on, Paola, because I want to hear what you got to say. If this is you right now, know that you're picking up these words with your heart. So, also from Reverend Michael, I heard him explaining this, and he says, imagine that there is a bucket of black paint, and I know that he didn't originally say it. He is from one of the teachers that we all study, but I heard it from him. So imagine that you have a bucket of black paint over here, and I take that bucket of black paint and I throw it into the air. Imagine. How much of that black paint gets stuck into the air? How much of that black paint stains the air? And you may say, nothing, no, impossible. Why? No, the air cannot be stained. Nothing could get stuck to the air. And the question that follows is why? Why can't nothing get stuck into the air? And some people would say, well, gravity. And I said, well, yeah, okay, gravity, it fell, but what about on the way down, just maybe a couple spots here and there of black paint into the air? And then some other people may say, well, there's nothing to stick to. Why? Because the quality of the air is intangible. We know there's air, but we cannot grab it with our hands, so therefore it cannot be stained. But you and I know that we live in a Mother Earth, and there's oxygen here. If it wasn't because of oxygen, we wouldn't be alive. We can't make it without oxygen. And we know the air is here. Now, the same quality of intangibility, I don't know if you say that, but the same quality of not being able to grab that thing that we know it exists is the quality of your soul. Your soul is intangible, but you know that you have something within you. There's music there, as Wayne Dyer used to talk. There's music playing inside of you. There's something so magnificent in there that you wake up every morning, and if you have found your purpose, you get so excited to go fulfill that purpose. And if you haven't, you say to yourself, God, there must be something more to life than this. And you know that something inside of you is pressing, is pushing, is saying, come on, get out of that relationship. Come on, it's time to change our jobs. Come on, it's time to forgive that person. Come on. And there's a discomfort there, which, by the way, you guys, we're going through a time right now on Earth, on Gaia, where the frequencies, it's elevating. And pain is becoming unbearable. Back in the day when the frequency was lower, our ancestors, our parents, our grandparents, even ourselves, were able to kind of deal with discomfort. Well, you know, it's not what I want, but whatever, suck it in, you know, such is life, life is hard, whatever. That narrative for most people is now impossible. Either you make a decision and you say yes to your calling, you say yes to your soul's calling, whatever that is for you, or you get really, really depressed, or you get really, really dark inside. Because the vibration is calling you, it's pulling you up. And if you say, nope, I don't want to hear, everything is wrong, everything is bad, I am the victim. If you do this to that energy, it feels like the dark gets darker. But I know this is not your reality, or if it's not anymore after this, because we're elevating our frequency. We're elevating our frequency by elevating our thoughts, by elevating our understanding of reality. So in a moment, I'm gonna suggest a couple of things for you to go study after this Facebook Live. Let's see. Hi, Jamie. Thank you for tagging your friend. Let's see. Anthony said, "Love that. Stopping the chase." Yeah, you're already that person you want to become. So, all right. Beautiful. So truth has many ways to explain itself. Beautiful, Shan. It's true. This is one of the many ways. Okay. Especially as an empath. So empaths, you are amazing. You have powerful powers. In a moment, I may say something about empaths, because I am convinced empaths have a lot of power. It's just that the paradigm is not there yet, but we're changing it. So when we talk about the pain going into the air and not staying in the air, we also compare with the black paint of life, with the situations going on right now in the world. We call that the black paint as a metaphor. Or perhaps you just got out of a relationship and the breakup was very painful. Perhaps you're going through a job where you just can't stand being there anymore because the energy of the place, of the group is intense and you don't feel part of. Perhaps there's a financial situation. Whatever it is for you, you may call that the black paint of life. Now the ego, our personality, our humanness, our humanity, the human aspect of self says, oh, this touches me, this stains me, this hurts me, this breaks me. And I am a coach, I'm a transformational guide, I'm a speaker, I've talked to thousands of people. I've been doing this for almost a decade now. And a lot of people have come to me, and I've said this to myself, I need to be fixed. I'm broken. I need to be fixed. This happened to me and it broke me down. So I need something to fix me. I need something to heal me. And so this is the chasing that we're talking about. Then we get into personal development, get into spiritual development. That's a beautiful thing. But we chase something that we're not. And here's where we start being like that little kitten chasing its own tail. Now, it is important to go through all the phases of spiritual development and personal development. And then when you get to the moment of enlightenment, of awakening, not enlightenment, awakening, is when one day you go, oh my God, none of that black paint has ever touched my soul. Because my soul, just like the air, is untouchable. Take a deep breath right now for that one. Let go. I hope that beyond the words that I'm saying, you guys are catching the vibration of what I'm saying. Nothing has ever touched your soul. The personality, the story of the ego, the part of the third dimension human self that you are, yes. Are we going to deny that it happened? No. Are we going to spiritual bypass it with this statement? No, it's not about bypassing. It's about understanding that yes, this happened, and not but, or, and there is a deeper truth. I've seen people from different situations, but I've seen people in the depths of addiction, in the depths of depression, in the depths of despair, thinking it's all over. But then having a spiritual realization that, oh, wait a minute, all of that happened, did happen, but none of that touched me. At a spiritual quantum energetic level, I am whole and complete. Therefore, I can begin again right now. In this holy moment, I can make a choice to begin again. And then from that space, heal everything that needs to be healed. From that space, grow all that you want to grow and evolve all that you want to evolve. Do you see the difference? Do you see the distinction between both? You can get into personal and spiritual development thinking I need to be fixed, there's something wrong with me, I'm broken. Or you can get into spiritual development or continue your path in spiritual development saying, okay, I know there is an impulse to grow and expand and keep healing things from my lineage. I know this is my impulse, this is my soul's calling. But I know I'm doing it from a space of wholeness and completeness because at a spiritual level, what reality is, I am complete and whole. You guys don't have to believe me. Don't have to feel it just yet. When I heard this the first time, I was like, I just can't. I just can't believe it. I just couldn't get to the teachings yet. But I said, okay, I'm going to write it down in my notebook. I'm going to leave it there. And then the universe, God, love, beauty, has brought it to my awareness at the perfect time. So I know it's not a mistake that you guys are connected to this Facebook Live. There's a reason why this might be the first time you hear this. This might be the third, the fifth, the 10th time you hear this. You probably already realized it once in your life. But now it's landing. You're like, oh, yes. So in order to realize this, we need to have a deeper realization of what reality is. A deeper realization of what truth with a capital T is. Now, I'm not going to tell you what life is about. I'm not going to tell you what truth is about. Because this is a realization that you have, you with you. You with you. What teachers and coaches and spiritual guides, we can come to a group and suggest what we understand about our own realization of truth. But at the end of the day, it's such an intimate moment. It's such an intimate choice. Nobody can choose that for you. And the moment that it lands, it's in the most unpredicted moment. It's like you have no idea why it came in that time, but it just it lands on you. Now, it can only land on you if you have the intention to understand it. So for me, when I heard this and I didn't understand it, I didn't agree with it, I just kept going. I just kept saying, okay, I'm open, I'm open. And the way that I did it, and I'm just going to share the way that I did it, is that I've always liked to be a student, but I became a more diligent student. And this is my suggestion to you guys. Become a diligent student of your own life. Become a diligent student of your own life. Use books and teachers as inspiration, but examine your own life. Go and in the depths of your being and cultivate that relationship to the invisible. Some people call it God. I don't mind the word God. Some people call it love. Some people call it energy. Some people call it the quantum field. But when we become a diligent student with the intention of having a deep relationship with this thing that is nameless, is formless, we can try all day long to try to describe it, but no word will make justice to this. You will understand deeper and deeper, oh, I'm already that I want to become. I just need to realize it. The tail is already here. I just need to stop chasing it and know that as I am, it just follows me. And that is awakening. And then you see that in other people, which is one of the most beautiful gifts I've received in the last couple of months. We are in times right now, it's 2:22 here where I live. I love that number. We're living in a time right now. We've always been in times where judgment is very easy, but as the coronavirus is happening, things with presidents and governments are happening, political issues, systemic racism. We hear all of these things online and news. Oh my God, there's so much judgment and separation and righteousness. And I'm not saying don't stand for what you think is truth, but we are so prone to separate and see them as wrong and pointing fingers. But when you have these deep realizations, you with the invisible reality, the field of all potential, then you'll start in time seeing this in other people. You're going to start seeing them not as wrong, but as an expression of intelligence. Now, we're not looking at personalities. We look beyond the personalities. Another one that I want to suggest is look for Ram Dass' last documentary, the one that they did before he died. And he talks a lot about looking beyond the personality. And it's the same that you do with you. You look beyond your own personality to find the you are the miracle. So the more you do this, the more you're going to be able to realize the miracles that are already happening. They're already happening all around you. So my invitation to you today is to become a more diligent student. That's what I did, that's what I've been doing, and that's what I'm going to continue to do for the rest of my life. I hope that this is inspiring you to do that. Now, I have some books to recommend to you. Reverend Michael has a book called Spiritual Liberation, Michael Bernard Beckwith, Spiritual Liberation. It's an amazing book. It's going to, if you decide to read it, it's going to give you more insight about what I just talked to you about. The Luminous Life by Jacob Israel Lieberman. This book is amazing too. There's so many beautiful things here. I recently heard too, I do a lot of Audible, The Divine Matrix. The Divine Matrix by Gray Braden. For those of you that like a little bit of metaphysics and quantum physics, this is a good one. The way that he explains is very eloquent and very easy to understand, even though there's so many things that he says about the particles and the molecules and how the field behaves. Anyway, you guys, this is my invitation for you today to know that our true awakening only can happen when we realize that there's nothing wrong with us. That you are chasing, that you're trying to become that thing that you already are. Now, from an ego standpoint, it doesn't seem possible. It seems like, no, I have a lot of work to do, But when we start being the diligent student, we start reading. Another suggestion that I have is be in silence more time, especially if you're very mental, very cerebral. Be in silence a little bit more. Less phone, less news, less Facebook. And see what happens. Observe the synchronicities happening all around you. And you will see what I'm saying. Don't believe me. Just test it out if this resonated with you. And if it doesn't, let it go like you let go of a breath. You inhale what resonates and you exhale what doesn't. Let's see you guys' comments. Before I say goodbye, I see Grace. Hi, Grace. Marisabel. Hi. Hi, Angello, con mucho gusto. Qué bueno, de Chile. I hear you. Hi, Jamie. Autumn says, your words touch my heart. I'm so glad I'm hearing this message. Oh my God, I'm so glad it touched your heart. And I don't know how to say it more, but when you realize this, you guys, oh, there's so much beauty. There's so much compassion. There's nothing wrong with you. I can't even cry just by saying it. There's nothing wrong with you. At a soul level, you've never been touched by anything. Therefore, you can begin again and allow your spirit to be the leader, to heal your ego, to heal the personality, to heal the wounds of the past. So again, I'm not denying it happened. We're not doing that. We're just anchoring ourselves to truth first, and then doing the other work, the shadow work, the inner child work, all the other work. Let's see. What else is in here? Muchas gracias. Con mucho gusto, Grace. Always inspiring. Thank you. Daniel said, I don't know you yet, but hey, thanks for the awesome life. Oh, yeah, feeling very connected. I love that. Yay. Hi, grabbing there. Moshe, it's Ilse. Karen, you're welcome. Gravender, I love everything. It's awesome, you guys. Thank you. If you have any other comments after this is not live, you can leave the hashtag replay and I'll come back maybe tomorrow, and then I'll comment back to you. Yeah, and if you want any more recommendations for book, you can always put it in the comments. But The Luminous Life, Spiritual Liberation, The Divine Matrix are 3 books that are coming to mind. Deep silence every day, even if it's just for 20 minutes. And the more diligent you are, you guys, in time, you will feel in your cells what I'm talking about. And maybe you're already feeling it, and this is just a confirmation. All right, I love you. Have a great afternoon, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.